Hey, Bravehearts. I'm on with Tora Klein, okay? What we're going to be talking about today is really important, and it's something that she does and I do. And we have other master trainers around the world that do it. But she joined me today because I asked her to talk about personal treatment and trainings. Why do we do personal treatment and trainings? Well, because they're the only thing that really matter. When people come to us, they just want to be treated because that's what we're taught. We're taught that when something breaks, come to us, we'll fix it. Well, that is the biggest crock of you-know-what that I've ever heard. We can't fix anything. Well, we can't fix it that it's fixed. Do you guys remember something? Remember how they used to banter around the word cure 20 years ago? Doctors used to banter around the word cure just like this. Everything was a cure. Did you know if you went back even 10 years ago, you could still see commercials, drug commercials that take this, you're cured? Tora, do you remember that?
I do remember that, Daryl, very much.
They won't say it anymore because guess what? BS can only be piled so high and then people get it. And they understand a dysfunctional belief system and understand this. Don't think that I'm just picking on the medical system because I'm not picking on them, but guess what? When a system doesn't work, it doesn't work. Come to us and we'll fix you. But don't do anything. Don't touch yourself. Don't do anything because you're too stupid. You wouldn't be able to understand. You wouldn't know about the body, but we do. Meanwhile, the medical system's not in healthcare, and meanwhile, most of the practitioners out there, they treat people, and a lot of them treat them really nice. But the reality is who's responsible for your body? Who's responsible for those 500 trillion cells, those 50 trillion cells, those 500 trillion bacteria that make up your physical body? Who's responsible for what you think, drink, and eat? It's actually you. If you don't know how to create a perfect day from the moment you rise until you close your eyes on an emotional, mental, physical, and spirit level, life is going to be one hell of a bumpy road, baby, so you better buckle up. And I mean it. And that's the way it's going to go. But guess what? You're going to say, well, this is as good as it gets. The reality is what if you were to go away and do a training for 7 days? As little as 7 days. Some people will come to us. We have a group coming in for 21 days, personal treatment and training in Ixtapa, Mexico here, because they're not coming in. They're coming in as a small group and they're getting certified in Wolf Non-Surgical, and they're getting treatments, and they're learning how to actually do a perfect day consult. So we create personal treatment and trainings to suit people. Just like I have a lady here right now, and she's here only for supposedly the treatments, but you can't come here for a few days and not be trained, because that's the way it is. Remember something, if you want to go to somebody forever and only be good up until the next treatment, you go ahead and do that. The majority of the population is only going to want to get treated, and you are getting mistreated if you only go for treatment. If you go to get trained, because everything that I do, everything that Tora does in Australia at her retreat center, she can teach. Oh yeah, and let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you right now, there's hardly anything that you need to know if somebody says, I can't teach you because this takes years of training. Are you serious? Are you serious? No. Everybody was given their God-given right to be able to heal themselves and cure themselves. And the only way you can cure yourself is if you have a perfect day and you repeat it every day. So some people don't like what I say, and I get it. But I will never have a disease. You'll never hear that I'm in bed sick. Because sickness is a belief and disease is a belief, and there's no way. My whole life is based on high vibration on an emotional, mental, and physical level. Do I get tired? Yeah, but I love it. When I get tired and I go, kick back. I'm not in pain and suffering. Oh, I just want to get to sleep, but I can't. Oh my God, I'm really worried about what's going on in the world. I don't do that stuff. I mind my own business. Why don't you learn to mind your own business? And that's what we teach. I'm telling you right now, come to us for treatment and we'll bring the thunder down. We will take you in one treatment farther than any other practitioner or even all combined. How's that? Or money back with Wolf Non-Surgical. And if you want to let us do the Cellsonic, you'll call it a miracle and we'll call it a daily event. What do you think, Tora?
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, Daryl. And the reason why we actually offer these personal treatment and training retreats, and I actually call mine a self-healing retreat, is because when I have a client for a one-off session, it's like a rubber band. You know, they're with me, they have a beautiful transformation, they have a beautiful result, but they go home and then bam, they're back into the old thing that they were doing. And the results are only limited if they actually don't implement the perfect day. But when someone comes and stays with us for 7 to 10 days or 14 days, what we're really able to do is to completely change their frequency on a physical, emotional, and spiritual level. And, you know, the people that I greet at the front door to the people that I say goodbye to after we've had this beautiful transformational experience, they're different on every level. And it's absolute magical work. And the other thing, it's very difficult to actually heal in the same environment as the dis-ease or the stress or the dysfunction was created. So to take ourselves out of that environment where our nervous system is so entrenched and we sort of are running these cycles, these repetitive cycles that sort of take us and keep us spinning and actually stop us from accessing deep healing. So to come to a retreat in Mexico or to come a retreat in Australia is like a circuit breaker to really change everything on a very, very deep level.
You know, until you change your word, when you go back home to the herd, you're in trouble. You know, the only reason why the world is suffering is because they've repeated programs long enough and strong enough that our subconscious runs them and we don't even understand that. Unless you can step outside yourself and be able to take a look at your personality, you'll never change your reality, you'll never change your disease, because a disease just means you're out of alignment, out of harmony. I'm going to tell you something. Since the beginning of time, the majority of the population has been programmed to suffer. Now that we're up to around 8 billion, they've come together to strategize and harvest. But they've been harvesting us since the beginning of time. A lot of you think that a savior's coming. A lot of you think that somebody or some official in government's going to save your butt. I do feel for you, but you know, all of that energy is wasted. If you actually mind your own business and decide what you want in your life, like sit down and do like a Braveheart contract for yourself. If you were the creator of everything, and you knew that that which created the whole universe only has unconditional love and care for you, and that's all that it's ever had, and that it wants you to have what you want to have. But what if you have beliefs that limit you from actually even fulfilling your passion, your purpose? The reality is whether you want to get this or not, it doesn't really matter. The majority of the population is always going to be going for treatment. They're always going to be looking for someone else to fix it. They're always going to be pointing the finger at the medical doctor or the practitioner or the government or some other organization for their inflammation, their mutation. And the reality is you got to get this. The playing field is fair when you have love and you care for yourself. It's unfair if you actually listen to them and you believe any of their BS. We've all been programmed in every organization. There's not an organization that doesn't program. I program people, but I try to program people to find their authentic self. We don't want followers. We only want leaders. Everybody that comes to us, every practitioner, I say, take everything I've got, make it your own. The reality is this. You are enough. And that's what Torah teaches. That's what I teach here at the Ixtapa Zihuatanejo Healing Retreat. When people come and we do a treatment, and it could be an hour or 2 hours, we start planting seeds the best we can. But if those seeds don't get water, which is love and care, but how do you do that when you go back home to a family that doesn't buy into this? And remember something, your family loves you, but guess what? Unless you plant and root new beliefs in deep enough that they can't pull them out when you get home. They didn't go to the lecture for an hour and then you come, oh my God, this is so great, this is so great. The subconscious mind is basically there to stop anything. I said anything. This new belief could save you or it could kill you, but it wants to stop it all. And the reality is you've got to be somewhere long enough and strong enough that we will come in through the windows, in through the chimney, up through the plumbing, in through the electrical. I mean, we'll come in so many directions into you to prove that you are enough and you've got what it takes and you are a genius and you are the healer and you've got this. But you need to understand that you have to love and care for yourself, and we show you all kinds of things to do. Mirror work, love band, smiling, connected to your breath, couples connection, mirror connection. If you do these things, you'll win. You'll have a grin. What do you think, Tora?
Yeah, I think you're absolutely spot on, Daryl. And the incredible thing is that, and I sort of watch it very closely. I love observing and just being really curious about people. And what I notice for the first day and a half to 2 days, it's almost like there's like a death of a kind, and almost like a little rebellious nature to actually give up the old beliefs. And because they come and stay with us, so from the minute they rise, are really in a beautiful environment. We burn beautiful essential oils, we play beautiful relaxing music, and we actually don't have any Wi-Fi or radiation. The lights are very gentle, and the environment is just so nourishing for the nervous system. And when someone is sort of in flight and fright and is sort of really pumped up and adrenaline, it takes such a long time to really relax and to let go. And in the morning when they rise, they get a beautiful warm glass of Black Diamond and daily cleansing tea, and it's just really sort of infusing these beautiful, nourishing, regenerating, detoxification rituals that really create the perfect day. And then over distance and time, over the time that they travel with us over a 7 to 10 days, it really then becomes a new rewiring. It becomes a way of actually, them feeling great in their body for the first time. On the first day, I do a really a beautiful focus intake. So we do a perfect day consultation. And one of the things that we really investigate is like, when is the last time that they felt really comfortable and vibrant and healthy and just really had a sense of joy inside their bodies. And what I find surprising, that most people actually can't remember the last time that they felt well and alive and really thriving and excited about life. And it's these little nuggets, these little seeds that we sow, and during the time that they are with us through the beautiful morning rituals that we do, and it might be nice in a minute to actually talk exactly through the day of when someone comes for a personal treatment and training retreat with us. But it's really, we don't let any stone be unturned. We really go wherever we need to go. And it's like opening the door so they can step through the door, and then they can actually learn to crawl and to walk and to run and then conquer this new way of being for themselves and feel really empowered and step into that. It's like putting on a new suit, a new skin, a new personality.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, what if you could go to a place that totally let you off the hook for everything? I mean, you're off the hook. You're off the hook. It doesn't matter what. Alcohol, drug addiction, everything that the world told you that you're not a good person. And that was all gone. We just wiped the slate clean. There's not there. You need to understand something, that the majority of the population will always be programmed to judge themselves and judge everybody else. That's not going to change. Okay? the people that actually have strategized and created this, they've got it down to a science. And people don't understand that. When you come to us, it's an unconditional love that we want you to show yourself, and where you don't apologize all the time. I don't want to take your time. Oh my God, always excusing yourself, saying you're sorry, apologizing. That has to end. Whether you believe this or not, every time you say sorry, that's a swear word. It's a very low vibrational word. Did anybody ever notice that after COVID, now we don't say sorry? We say, I'm so sorry. And guess what? I am not sorry. I am not sorry. And guess what? But if somebody gets hurt over something I do, and it wasn't even intentional, it's just miscommunication, I'm going to apologize and say, I want to work this out. That's what we do. Communication is so important, and it's going to be a little bit bumpy. Communication with yourself. You have to learn to communicate differently with yourself. You need to learn to hold the loving line with yourself and let yourself off the hook. This is all the Torah. This is all that I teach, Dr. Sage Wolf. Right now, he's traveling around the world doing personal treatment and trainings. And he'll be back in 2 weeks here to do I'm doing one right now, and he'll be back here in 2 weeks, and he's starting up one. But understand it, if you can't come to us, we'll come to you. And that's what we do. But I just need you to get this. What if we created a new belief system that you are not guilty for anything? Right off the bat, you're taught that if you don't have guilt, that you might go out and murder people or treat people or hurt people. That's not true. Only hurt people hurt people. And hurt people are the people that got judged. And the people that judge themselves, they hurt themselves. And then depending on the judgment will depend on the jail time and depend on the self-abuse and the pain and the torture. And that's how that works. And it's everywhere. And it's never going to bother me. But those people that want to get rid of those belief systems, if they go to Torah, they're going to get rid of them. If they go to us, they're going to get rid of them. When they go back home, sure, they may step back 2 feet, maybe 3 feet. But the reality is they're going to go, I'm not staying here. Because now they're starting to get more of a logical mind. Now, by the time they leave us, whether they come for a personal treatment and training or they come for a whole life coach certification, they're able to go home without judgment and observe everyone without judgment and give them the unconditional love and say, listen, I get it. You're upset. Let's talk about it. Wouldn't you like to be at the place where somebody has a tantrum, whether it's a loved one or a friend, and you just have a slight smile and you're connected to your breath, and they are attacking you right now, and you're just going, slow down. Slow down. This is okay. This is okay. We can do this. But we have been taught to attack, react, and that's all that's going on. Whether you're at war with yourself or war with your partner or war with your children or war with the world, it's just a belief system that's running you. So instead of pressing the unconditional love button, you're pressing the conditional button. If you don't love me, I won't love you. Torah?
Yeah, and what I'm really finding, this is so interesting, is that, people come and they're like, oh, I've got so much work to do and I've got so much discipline I need to apply, and I've been so, they're so guilty and they're so scared. And when we apply that unconditional love button and really make them understand that they are not broken and that they are not guilty and that they're really, running away from the invisible tiger. And, when they get that connection to themselves and really that they are the creator of their own healing and their body and their environment, it really touches something. And, for the first time, people really get a sense of who they are. I'm working with a gentleman at the moment who had quite a serious incident, and he's come and stayed with me for a few times. And when he goes back into his life and his family, and they're sort of very much convinced that he should be doing things in the pharmaceutical field, but he now is building this muscle. And every time he sort of gets a bit shaky, we sort of have a agreement that he calls me or sends me a message. And, you know, his sense of self and sense of confidence. And he's really learning to trust his body again and trust his intuition, his self-healing abilities. And in return, his body is actually speaking to him. Things are moving, things are flowing. And that's so wonderful. It's just, you know, I find that so rewarding. And then, you know, he will touch other people and it creates a ripple effect in the world.
Absolutely. And everything creates a ripple effect. So everything is vibrational. Let me ask you a question. Would you hang out with you? Would you fall in love with you? How do you feel about yourself? Where do you rate from 1 to 10? You should be rating at 10 always. You cannot let the world put you on the hook anymore. It doesn't mean that we don't observe things and then learn and grow from them, but we do not judge. Do you actually believe that, and this is what people believe, am I right? Oh my God, I've learned so much through my suffering. Do you know what? I'm a 3-time cancer survivor. Well, why did you have to be 3? Why did you have to be 2? Why did you have to be 1? Everybody just wants to be a survivor. Oh my God, I've gone through hell, and guess what? I'm limping, but I'm still here. What is that? What is that? What type of philosophy is that? I learn better when I'm aligned. I don't learn when I'm suffering. Oh, if you need to learn through suffering, okay, you better watch how far you're going to take it. And this is what we do. When people call up Torah, when they call up myself or Dr. Sage Wolf, we have different personal treatment and trainings. And then guess what we do? They're not in cement. Because everybody comes in with a different personality because they have different beliefs, because they have different parents, that they went to different churches, they went to different schools, and all of those need to be honored. And we're not here to try to change your beliefs. We're just here to help you love your life at every given moment. And when you do get out of alignment, that you can get right back as soon as possible. Because the longer you stay out of alignment, do you know what you call that? Well, first I had a symptom, and then I had a chronic condition, and now I have a disease, and I'm on my way to critical care. And all of it was all based on one belief system that you never changed. If you changed that belief system, you wouldn't have went from a love message to a symptom to a disease to critical care. And that's it. And along the way, because you can't handle it, because you were never taught how to master your emotions, your pain. You were taught that you need to manage your pain, and you need to shut your pain down, which is a GPS that's saying, sweetheart, you're out of alignment. And if I don't give you a little bit of pain, a little bit of swelling, a little bit of stiffness, you're not going to know that you're actually injuring yourself. What if we could reach it? What if we could reach you into the subconscious and create a belief in there that everything that goes on in your life, that you're going to have not failures, rewrites every day. You know, we're going to have to repeat things hundreds and maybe thousands of times before we perfect them. And as soon as we do perfect them, we get bored, and then we look for something else that we can screw up a few hundred times, 1,000 times. You're not stupid. You're not failing. You have to repeat. Does anybody really understand about repetition? I mean, do you ever watch TV? I mean, I don't anymore, but I know what's going on. I just have to turn on any type of TV, and we can have the same commercial on 4 times during one show, an hour show. We know that, don't we? Repetition's the key. Whether you want to learn something bad or something good, you want to change your life, you want to rise, it depends on the vibration. So when you come, remember, we're going to do everything and show you that your possibilities are unlimited. Laura?
Yes, Daryl, and I believe that most of us don't actually know or understand, have actually never taken or had that experience, the felt experience of taking responsibility for ourselves and our lives. And it's like anything else, it's actually a learned skill. It's like a muscle that we need to practice. You know,
Can I say something, Tora? Can I say
Please.
something? When Tora said taking responsibility for your lives, that's not your guilt. That's not your wrongdoings. It's taking responsibility for filling up your own heart and letting yourself off the hook even when others won't. But observing and learning, not burning over a situation. So when she says taking responsibility, she only means loving and caring for yourself, not taking responsibility for all of the judgments that the world's going to give you. Because you want to go to a court, there's no justice even in a court situation. There's no, where's justice on this planet? You have to be the justice, and that would be learning how to love yourself. Most people don't even like themselves. Tora?
Yes, that's exactly right. And, you know, when we learn to love ourselves, you know, often, you know, things that keep us stuck and keep us trapped, and they create like this chokehold, this invisible chokehold on us. And by taking this responsibility and learning to actually get to know ourselves very deeply and intimately on every level. You know, we've been taught it's really scary to touch ourselves. We've been taught that it's really scary to, you know, revisit things that have maybe happened to us. But when we learn to love the darkness and the light, and, you know, the things that have really, we've shut down and shut away, and learning to love all those parts and really bring them back home to ourselves, only then really this inner peace and this inner healing can happen. And then we cultivate this deep knowledge, this deep love and respect for ourselves, and we actually learn to mind our own business. And we realize that life isn't happening to us, but it's happening for us. And it's in the deepest, darkest shadows and in the deepest wounds that I'm finding are actually our greatest healers.
Yeah. You know, it's the craziest thing how important just knowing that you're breathing. And then knowing that you can breathe deeply and relax, because most people, their breathing is so superficial because they don't even know that they're running away from a tiger with no teeth. I want you to know something. The world is programmed to always threaten you in every which way. Seriously? Seriously? Why don't you take a look at my history, everyone? I've had 2 governments come together to try to take me down 3 times, really hardcore. Let me tell you something. Don't be the low-hanging fruit. Don't be the victim. They love victimitis, okay? They love the victim. They love the person that believes they have no power. I'm serious. You don't get that yet? They don't come after people like me. They come after the weak, emotionally, physically, because guess what? They're too lazy, and it's too much work to try to bring somebody down like me, because I'm too awake. They're after the people that aren't awake, that will eat anything, drink anything, think anything. And there's a lot out there that are doing it. And that's why I want to tell you something. It's very important that we humble ourselves down, and we're very patient with these people. I will never judge anybody for their beliefs, because I don't know the life they went. I don't know what their peers or their teachers were and what they had to endure. I don't need people to have beliefs that match mine. I just want beliefs that aren't going to hurt me or hurt others. And that's all we want to do is we just want to end the internal war that goes on inside of you. We want to make you understand lovingly that It's your responsibility to fill up your heart, not your wife, not your husband, not your children. Tora?
Yeah, and and this waiting for someone to fill up our heart and our cup, it's this crazy codependency, because when we were little, our parents didn't model that for us at all. And this war that is waging on the outside then becomes a war that is on the inside, and really learning that it's like a recalibration, that by this gentle, loving daily steps, this 1% every day, we can really rebuild our whole body, our whole personality, the way we actually see the world, and to learn to actually love to be with ourselves first and foremost. That way we don't create these, crazy codependent relationships. And, even I've been on this journey, I'm still on this journey with my husband, and it's, that I actually really love spending time by myself, and it's something that I have cultivated, that I just really, it's a beautiful thing. And, I love that he loves me, but I don't need his love to feel whole and to feel complete. And that gives me actually a really new feeling of freedom and of peace and of just being here in the present moment. And it's something that I'm really passionate about teaching other women as well, because especially women, we have this false sense of strength, but it comes very much from, holding it all together and rescuing others. And then inside, a lot of women are an empty shell, and, there is not a lot of real love. And then, how can we be healthy and vibrant, and how can we really be connected to our body and use our intuition? And it's such a big, task. And in this current time, this generation of children coming through, I'm the mother of 3 girls. And, I see, as I grow and as I soften and I find strength in my softness, I can really see that then reflected in my children and then in the next generation. And I think it also really lets men off the hook. That way they can really, spend more time with men and doing the other things, because we're not sort of tearing each other apart in this really false game of love.
The biggest thing was what you said was this. Just think how scary it is to be responsible for filling up your own heart, because we're taught we're not enough, and then having a partner that will allow you to fill up your heart, and then learn that that partner will then fill up their own heart, and then you come together as the brightest light. Everybody, you know as well as I do, when you came to this planet, your parents held you. You could poop on them, spit up on them, keep them up all night. You had unconditional love. When you started walking and talking and you started acting like them, you got punished. Then you understand it was conditional, because they didn't know that you were the blessing that came here to show them where they needed to grow. But we're not taught that. What if every parent was taught that if you have children, they're going to act just like you, and they're going to show you where you need to grow? But no, we punish them because we were punished. My God, then you go out looking for the rest of your life for unconditional love, where you'll have someone that will have unconditional love for you. But you can't get that person who has unconditional love for you unless they have it for themselves. So good luck with that. That's why mostly in relationships, 5 to 10 years down the road, it's not working, baby. And they're struggling hard. And that's because, guess what? They have to get back to their authentic selves. What if they became 2 spirit beings? They were their own batteries. They were their own pumping station. Okay? They filled their own heart. They were tank full. If I'm tank full, I'm not demanding from my children or from Lori. I'm just shining my light. And then my kids, and Lori, if she has a bad mood, I don't take it personal. because you won't take it personal. If you base your life on unconditional love, and if you think that you're responsible for everybody having a good day, and that's what women usually do, and that's why Tora said, I'm going to work with women a lot, because women have been taught that they're responsible, okay? They're responsible for filling up everybody's heart. Tora?
Yeah, so it's really a, you know, I think we're really in a,
1 second, Tora. We've got some noise here. Go ahead, Tora.
Okay, so
we've got somebody in another building grinding right now.
Yeah, I can hear that.
Okay.
The dentist next door. Yeah, so we're in a really interesting time in history, and I think in sort of evolution, and you know, there's this incredible movement of awakening, and I think the temptation with that also is to kind of sidestep the actual work that needs to be done to really find our authentic self and create this deep connection to healing and taking responsibility. And you know, I think, you know, health at the core is actually really, really simple. You know, we are a living being and light energy, magnetic being. And, you know, our health and our vitality depends on our frequency, our frequency on every level. And, you know, when we come back to nature's law, and that's all I really do at the retreats is connect my clients back to really their humanity, and that we honor nature's law. And we have, you know, amazing and beautiful practices from the lined heart breath, which takes into account really oxygenating the body, really coming back home to ourselves, connecting to the breath, and, you know, being in our bodies. Then drinking structured water, you know, just properly hydrating ourselves, and, you know, getting everything moving and working together. Then high nutritionals, and you know, we have all different options. I have clients that come to me for ultimate water fasting, for juice fasting, for all different types. We serve a plant-based keto diet. Everything that I serve is organic and fresh and raw, and that makes such a big difference. We look at the emotional and relationship aspect, so the relationship to ourselves, and then the relationship to the world around us. We also look at the environment. You know, what sort of environment are you creating in your own life, in your home? And, you know, we are the creators of our reality. So, you know, it's like a painter having a beautiful paint palette, you know, then really creating that life on our terms and creating that brave heart contract. And because if we, you know, awareness is the first key. And if we're actually not living up from a place of being conscious in the present moment, then it's so difficult to have that level of awareness. And this deep self-love and compassion, you know, we do the best we can at every moment, but every moment we have a choice to do something new. So it's, you know, it creates a lot of freedom and, yeah, getting ourselves off the hook. And then really looking at, you know, what is our passion and what is our purpose, and really creating our dream. And, you know, for many people, they're stuck in the sort of the matrix, and they've never even realized that there is a way that actually, you know, we can live our passion and our purpose. And Dr. Wolf and I certainly do that. You know, I love what I do to the point probably it's even difficult for me to to switch off. But you know, it is such a gift. It is such a gift. I actually, last night I didn't sleep so much. I have some very interesting clients over the next few days, and I almost go into a little it's like my soul has little discussions with their soul, tuning into them and the work that needs to be done. But it is, you know, it is, I live and I breathe what I do. And I didn't do that 20 years ago. And I just feel so blessed to have really found this, because this is my legacy, and it's a way that I can create a difference. It's like, I know it's a drop in the ocean, but that ocean is within all of us. And, it is a frequency and is a choice. And, by creating this opportunity, we really are changing the game. And, we know that the pharmaceutical industrial complex, it's a one-way street. But what we do is we create infinite possibilities for the people that come and are trained by us and that have incredible health transformations. And yeah, we're very, very grateful to be here in this time doing this work.
Absolutely. And what I'd like to do now is we're going to go through what some of the different things, and understand, like, I'm going to go through the different things that we do to a degree, because we got to start somewhere. And if you want more information, you can go to personaltreatmentandtraining.com and take a look at what's on there if you want us to come to you. But go to DOD5star.com if you want to come to us. And Tora, where do they go to you again? Can you tell them your website or your email?
Yeah, it's the best is my email or my phone number. My email is Tora, THORA, at tklifestylesolutions.com, or my phone number is 041 399 3493. And I run 2 retreats a month. So we will talk a little bit later where they are, but let's go through the different offerings that we have, Daryl.
Right. And if anybody wants to get in touch with us you can call us at 469-861-8884, or you can call the 800 number, which is all over Doc of Detox or Braveheart Nation, and you just have to push extension 5. So the first thing is I want everybody to understand is we're not limiting ourselves. So we will take an individual can come and they can be trained and treated. We do groups, okay? We do families, okay? And couples. That is the main things that we see, okay? And we also have where somebody is a caretaker and they will bring the person that they're caretaking, and most of the time they will come to learn the perfect day, live it. We don't call it a diet. And where they will actually learn the non-surgical, and they'll learn the things to do to bring this person back to a thriving life, not a surviving life. Now, the couples treatment and training is actually, the couples treatment and training and the family treatment and training is probably the most popular one, isn't it, Tora?
Yes, it is. And it's very, very powerful when couples and families come together. It's beautiful.
And absolutely. And just know that when you come, we kind of lay everything out. I don't want to do it all and talk about it all, but we lay it out like a menu. Like right now, I have a consult booked with a lovely lady, and she's coming with her husband. And so we're going to do the consultation. And why we do the consultation before they come is we go through what a perfect day is at home, so that she can start doing what a perfect day diet is, the exercises, some of the routines, even take some of the nutraceuticals, but nothing is pushed onto you. Do you understand? Everybody's got their own place where they start, and we start there with you. She'll do it differently than her husband, because her husband's coming to learn the non-surgical, and so is she, but mainly him. She's coming to get treated because her neck, shoulder, and back problems have been overtaking her energy and her time and her mind. And I'm telling you right now, she may not want to come on and do a testimonial, but I promise you, the neck problem with the Wolf Non-Surgical and the Cellsonic, we will give her relief in the first treatment. Okay? But we want to teach the husband and her so when they go home, they can work on any body part, and they will be the most powerful body workers for each other. And guess what? They will get results that no other body worker has given them. Well, why else are they coming here? Okay? And the reality is you want to bring your healthcare home. You want to bring the practitioner out of you. And then that's where it really happens. And what's going to happen when they come is, and they've already talked about it, they have so many family members that are limping or this problem or that problem. I'm going, it'll just be a party. You'll be all together and you'll just go over there and say, how about I just do like we call it a spot check. and just work on them for 3 to 5 minutes and find out what they say. That's all you got to do. And usually with family, I said, just go up to them and say, listen, I've got to practice, and do you mind if I just practice on you? It won't hurt, but I would really appreciate it if you could help me out. Meanwhile, you're helping them out. Because nobody can believe that somebody can come and get trained in non-surgical or get trained in healthcare better than the healthcare practitioners out there. So we're not going to try to come up against anybody's subconscious. We're going to ask everyone to come into this and do me a favor. Can I just practice on you? And then they're going to go, wham, bam, thank you. Okay, so we have the couples treatment and training, and with that comes the 12 loving steps. It comes the exercise, the nutraceuticals, the Live It, which, you know, the way they eat. Okay, and then the non-surgical, and then all the other things, right from the ultimate coffee enema to vaginal infusions to how to clap, how long to clap, what exercise to do to release this, to release that, what are the 12 loving steps, and what of the 12 loving steps are going to help to bring this to the surface so that we can dissolve it. Okay, and the next thing is the personalized Wolf non-surgical training. That's because we have some people that go, I don't want to do anything emotional, I don't want to do anything diet, I just want to come and learn the non-surgical. So they're still going to come for 7 days, but they're just going to get trained the non-surgical. The couples treatment and training, the couple that's coming that I'm going to be doing a perfect day consultation on Friday, they're coming for 13 days, okay? Because they want to enjoy, just as like people will come longer and stay with Tora, they'll stay longer with us. I mean, our place is a 5-star place. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. It's right in the jungle, but you can be 5 minutes on an electric bike, which we have electric bikes, to the beach. 5 minutes to beautiful shopping. It's the most peaceful area. There's a beautiful golf course that this surrounds, but there's nobody that lives on our street. One house, and then it's a dead-end street, and all you hear is all these beautiful birds, a beautiful saltwater structured pool in the back. Okay, all the energy medicine that you could ever want, and the best. I'm telling you, not just the CardioMed bed, the Cellsonic, but we have the Avicen, we have the Bioptron, we have the most powerful infrared. And guess who else has this? Tora has all of this equipment, by the way. Okay, and we have more than that. We have the vitamin D crystallite. She has that as well. We have a rebounder. We have that as well. We have the yoga mats. We have that as well. We have all the organic juicing, all the organic foods that you can eat. Some people want to come and they want somebody to make it, and then they tell us the menu they want. Some people come and they go, no, I'll make my own. It's not hard to make a salad. But no, yes, I would like my juices done, because that's not costly. Because, you know, to actually, for a couple, they're not going to do more than 4 quarts of juice. And 4 quarts of juice is only 280 pesos. And 280 pesos is basically only $16 between the two. So the reality is that we want to create this beautiful environment and then teach people how wonderful they can feel and how beautiful, and actually that they do have enough time in their day to do all of these things because of the extra energy. And understand something. Tora will tell you the truth on this, and so will I, and that's this. People don't have any time because they're so caught up in their mind with all the world's problems and the things that are none of their business, if you want to have a beautiful life. And then you could, like I said, just come to learn the Wolf non-surgical, or you can come and take the certification. That's 12 days. Okay, so we've got a clinic in the United States. They're sending 4 of their practitioners down. They'll be staying at the DOD 5-star retreat, and they're coming down to be certified. That's why it takes 12 days. They say they can't come to Stuart, Florida, in June to take our course, and that they can't come to Australia, and that they can't come to Ixtapa in October. So the reality is they pick their own time, okay? And then we have Athletic Wolf non-surgical certification. That's mainly for trainers and athletes. And this is all about injury. This is all about that there doesn't need to be an injury. And I'm going to tell you, Tora will tell you the same thing. She's got people that are in the sports world, and they were benched, and they were told that it was going to take 6 months. And then we did Wolf non-surgical and Cellsonic, and it didn't take 6 days. And you don't have to believe us. It really doesn't matter. We expect not to be believed, okay? You know what? put your money where your mouth is. And that's why we give a money back guarantee that we will wow you. Because no matter, even if you don't believe us, you can't outpower Cellsonic or Wolf Non-Surgical. We're going to get that connective tissue back. We're going to get rid of that scar tissue and that calcification. When we do that, we win. Other practitioners don't even know what I'm talking about. They don't understand what scar tissue is. They don't understand that the only reason you got osteopenia and osteoporosis, it's in your joints, it's in your tissues. Ask anybody that has gallstones, kidney stones, or calcium deposits in their breast, or they have arthritis. That's all displaced calcium, and we can get it back into the bones. We know how. And there's only one product in the world that'll do it, and it's called calcium ion therapy. So we can get the calcium back into the bones, melt the crystallization, turn the scar tissue back into connective tissue, and guess what? That's called the fountain of youth. Okay, pain-free pelvic restoration. That's 5 to 7 days. Infertility. Okay, endometriosis, fibroids, tumors, ovarian cysts, bladder infection, painful periods. Okay, menopausal problems, and there is no such thing as menopausal problem. It's called toxicity. It's called that now your period has slowed down, you're not getting rid of the worst toxins, and now we've got to show you how to actually restore your colon and your liver, and you won't have those symptoms. And you can go and do all the hormone balancing you want, but we don't have to do any of that as soon as we bring you back. And guess what? They're trying to treat it from the wrong end. Next thing is pain-free pelvic restoration and Wolf Non-Surgical. Well, that takes 10 days. And that's because we're working on the patient, and we're also treating the patient and their partner or their daughter or their son or both on how to do the Wolf Non-Surgical. So we'll get them out of trouble, but when they get home, they will never go back into trouble. They'll be taught everything like vaginal infusion, pelvic squats, the ultimate coffee enema. We will work with them. We'll show them how to do it step by step. They will have the art of this. They will not need a medical doctor or a natural health practitioner when they go back home. And the reality is this: you can give people fish, or you can give them a fishing rod to let them fish themselves. Teach people from patient to practitioners what our objective is. And then we have our pain-free pregnancy. That's a 10-day course. That's teaching the couple, because they usually come as a couple, but we don't just get couples, we get single pregnant mothers that come with their mother, or come with their sister, or they come with their brother, or they come with a friend, somebody they can trust. And then we show how to have a pain-free pregnancy and how to deliver in 45 minutes to an hour, and anybody can do it. And you don't have to have a cesarean. And you're going to need a cesarean because whether you believe it or not, but 99% of all women when they're pregnant have bowel problems. And they had bowel problems before. And now you've got loving in the oven. And as the baby grows, there's not a lot of room in there because your colon has fallen down and out, or you're just too toxic. And the reality is most women don't know how to eat when they're pregnant. And there's no medical doctors telling you how to eat or how to treat yourself, love and respect yourself. This is what we teach, along with the non-surgical, along with the other things. It is called a pain-free pregnancy for a reason, because you can have it. You don't have to have the low back pain. You don't have to be hospitalized or lay in the bed because you can't move around. You might lose the baby. Well, that's the only reason, is because your pelvis is so weak because it's rotting out because you've been pooping in your pelvis all your life. Yeah, it's called tissue integrity. This can be turned around so easy. You know, it's one thing for you to say, I have a big mouth, or I'm putting myself out there too much, I'm exaggerating, but it's another thing for me to say, I'll prove it. The reality is what if we were given a manual on health, on pregnancy, on raising children that was totally corrupted? What if? Okay? Let me just keep going here. And then the other thing is we have people that just come for a personal healing and relaxation getaway. And then they say, look we have a really great, full body massage therapist, not a Wolf Non-Surgical. If you want a relaxation massage, they'll come for an hour and a half. Okay? They'll come for an hour to an hour and a half, and they'll come every day. They'll come every other day. And do you want to know how much you pay? How about they'll come to the house and you're going to pay like $40. That's it. Okay? So the reality is this: we want to soothe you. We want you to have the nice time that you want. We'll work on the areas. If you don't want to be trained this time, Just get treatment. If you don't want treatment and you just want to come, you can do that too. But the only times that we allow people to come and not get treated or use the equipment, they just want to come and stay in the house. Because whether you want to believe this or not, we charge $350 a night for this 5-star. And I want you to understand that this house will get $1,200 on off season, $1,400 to $1,600 during any holiday. And we charge $350 a night. Reality is that we're in the health business, okay? And that's why we do it. And Tora does the same thing. She's living her passion, living her purpose. You know how gratifying it is to actually do something that everybody says is impossible? Do you know how gratifying it is to reverse the irreversible? I am not kidding. And this isn't, I'm going to show you, I'm better than you. This is, I'm going to show you how amazing you are. And that which created the universe has only had love for you, and you can heal. You just need to change your strategy. Okay? And then you can come for an advanced water fast, okay, health and healing retreat, and we will supervise it, and we'll do all the work with you. We'll do all the work with you as much as you want, or you can come for an organic juice health and healing retreat. And I'm telling you, do you know why we say at the bottom here, what a healing, what a holiday? Because that's what everybody says, and it's the truth. The reality is this: I just want to treat you like I want to be treated. I want you to love yourself like I love myself. I want you to care for yourself like I care for myself. Or maybe you could even go further than me. What do you think, Tora?
Yeah, I think you're absolutely on the money, Daryl. And yeah, and I offer exactly those things that we just discussed. And what I'm finding is actually very popular is that people just want to come and be pampered and have juices made for them and enjoy the energy medicine and maybe have a treatment here and have a treatment there. But just to really come and chill out, that's what I'm finding is really needed right now.
The quiet, the calm.
Yeah.
You know, God only whispers.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, like sometimes we need to take massive action and we need to really go in and to move mountains. And sometimes there's time for spaciousness. And it's just really knowing what we need to self-heal and tapping into that intuition and then, creating those beautiful habits, those beautiful patterns and that will really last a lifetime. And no matter how, I have some family members, some kids have been sort of in the early 20s and the parents have been sort of in the mid 70s. I've had, people in even the 80s, people from all different ways of life. And, the body heals just the same if you're 70 or 80, given the right frequency and the right environment. Look, anything is possible, but it's really about letting go of the beliefs and letting go of what no longer serves us. And more than anything, just making a choice that you matter. You are the hero you've been waiting for. You're the most important person in your life. And realizing that life is short and life is precious. And most of us treat life like a dress rehearsal, treat our bodies like a garbage can. And then the road is a very slippery slope. But the body wants to be healthy and the body wants to heal. And once we make that connection on a cellular level, the body is very generous to actually activate this deep healing. And because, we've got all the bases covered from the nutrition, from the emotional work, the energy medicine, and then these beautiful environments that you can come and reset and regenerate and heal and become your own practitioner. These beautiful experiences that are totally tailored wherever you are at this stage of your life.
And just know this, everyone, I will be having someone that does personal treatment and trainings along with myself, and we'll be coming on every Wednesday at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And the reason why we're going to come on every week is because we have a very powerful message. So do you want to get treated or do you want to get trained? You don't have enough money, you don't have enough time? Well, that's not true. And the reality is that we are not expensive. The reality is that we're going to give more than we ever take. And know this, that Tora also does road trips throughout Australia with her Cellsonic. Okay? So you might want to call her if you have a group, okay, and you would like her to come to you. And when Tora does go on a road trip, we'll get on here and we'll do a show so everybody knows it. And just know this, we don't do road trips in Mexico, but we do have a clinic in Kelowna. We have a Cellsonic there. Genevieve, my daughter, Genevieve Wolf, she does non-surgical, she does Cellsonic, okay? So if you are in Kelowna, British Columbia, just know that we offer a lot there as well. But everybody, you need to get this. How does it feel when you get a question answered that could not be answered for years? How would it feel, let's take it further, how would it feel if you can answer your own questions? What do you think, Tora, if you could answer your own questions?
Look, absolutely. And even further than that, to experience that transformation of healing. It's actually an embodied experience. And, once we experience that and feel that in our own bodies and feel our energy and our vitality and our life force rising from that point, I believe we are limitless and anything is possible.
Tora, I want to thank you for coming on. And will you join me next Wednesday, same time, same place?
Absolutely.
Okay, all right. So we'll be back on next week. So, and we want to get the word out there. And I will tell you, you will have the most amazing time with Tora, her family, at her retreat center. She's got 2 of them, okay? All right? We have a retreat. Ours is in Ixtapa, Zihuatanejo, Mexico. You'll fly into ZIH, which is only 15 minutes from the retreat center. And I will tell you, you are not going to have, we'll blow your minds. That's all. We just want to blow your minds. And we want you to show that you're the healer you've been searching for. And I'm going to tell you, calm, peace, safety, it's what it's all about. Just know this. No judgment. Boy, just think if you stop judging yourself. Wouldn't that be something? Off the hook. Off the hook. I want you to take a look and start observing, okay, the things that you judge yourself with and how long you keep yourself out of alignment. No wonder you are at dis-ease. You're out of ease. You're out of alignment. You're out of harmony. Isn't it great that you could feed all the psychos? Because they just love it when you tear yourself apart, when you tear your family apart, and especially when you go after the psychos because they're protected, okay? Especially when you hate them, it turns on you. If you could just mind your own business and say, you know what, the only thing I'm doing is building the most amazing life for myself, and I want my family to see what I'm doing so that they will want the same thing, okay? Become the guiding light for your family. Tora, would you like to finish this off?
I absolutely would, Daryl. So, it's so much easier for us to choose to love ourselves rather than stay in contraction and fighting and survival. And it's the most simple little thing that you can do for yourself. And it's like lighting the light, lighting a spark, and then letting it shine inside yourself. And then you become the beacon of life for yourself, for your family, and for the community. And with that very simple thing, you will change not only your life, but everybody that you touch. And it's about, the 1% every day, about being so gentle and loving with yourself and letting yourself off the hook. There is no right way. There is just your way, and you will know when it feels good, when it feels beautiful in your body. You have more energy and vitality, and you really learn what it is to find your authentic self and to find your brave heart and to roar, because then you will know that, and you will feel that what other people are doing, what other people are thinking, actually no longer makes a difference. So, beautiful brave hearts, choose yourselves, take massive personal action now, and 3, 2, 1, you've got this.
You absolutely do. And I will be back with Tora next Wednesday, which is her Thursday. But my time, it will actually, it'll be Eastern time. We will be back here at 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock Eastern for this show, not 1 o'clock. My apologies. That's my Doc Talk show is 1 o'clock. 3 o'clock will be the personal treatment and training. Every Wednesday, we will be doing that at 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And Tora, thank you for blessing us with your presence.
Thank you so much, Daryl, for blessing us with your presence. And together teamwork makes dream work.
Absolutely. Have a beautiful day, everyone. God bless.
Thank you, everyone.